Okay, good morning. We are going to start with chapter number 12, that is tuples. Now see, when we talk about tuples, the very first thing that you have to keep in your mind is all of you type present. That is, it is immutable sequence. What is the meaning of immutable sequence?
It cannot be changed.
Yes, it cannot be changed. Okay, so the very first thing that you have to keep in your mind is that you cannot change the informations whatever is given in the tuple. Once it is given, it cannot be changed. Now the next thing is how to make tuples. See, the very first thing, if you wanted to create empty tuples, simply write like this. Anything in the circular brackets will be called as or parenthesis. You can call it as parenthesis also. So this is how you can create the tuple. If you will write like this, or if you wanted to see the type of this, type of A. So see, it is showing that it is your class tuple. Okay. Now, if you wanted to make a tuple of integer values, simply you can write A is equal to, again in the parenthesis, integer values. If you wanted to write, you can write something like this. Then, and if we will print, it is going to show it like this. Then if we are going to make a tuple of string values, so again the information in the single quote or in the double quote, again your choice completely. I'm using both single as well as double quotes. So you can see it is storing and it is working perfectly. Fine. Then if you wanted to combine both the things, because ultimately we have to see that whether we can combine both the things or no. So 1, 2, then A and B. Okay, if I'm going to write like this, again you can see over here that it is working perfectly. So now here what statement we can use, that it is heterogeneous collection. The meaning of heterogeneous collection is you can have different type of data types in the same collection. Okay, so this is what you need to keep in your mind. This is the first thing, that it is heterogeneous collection. Now see, when we are creating the tuple, either we will have the values or we will have empty values. So if we wanted to create empty value, empty tuple basically. So in that particular case, this is the first method. Another method is you can write something like this also. A is equal to tuple is the function. And then you write like this. Okay, again, if you will see the type of A, it is ultimately the tuple only. Okay, but it is blank. If you will print it, then you can see that it is blank by default. Okay, then if you wanted to create a tuple with a single element, now see, you have to understand or you have to remember this concept, because next year, if we will make the project in that particular case, when we will be having connectivity, we are going to use it again and again. If you wanted to create a tuple with a single value, see, generally what we are doing, we are writing like this, A of 1. But if you will see the type of A, you can see that it is showing here integer value. It means what it is doing, that it is, if we are giving values something like this, it is not working or it is not making it as a tuple. Okay, so only for the single value it is compulsory to put comma. This is the syntax basically, that you need to put comma at the end of the single value, so that now see, once it is executed, now if I will use the type of this, it is tuple in nature. Okay, so this is the additional information you need to remember. So like we can ask no in MCQ also, like which is the proper way of tuple, or if you wanted to create a tuple with a single value, then how you are going to create the tuple with a single value. Then if you wanted to create a tuple with a long sequence, means multiple values, all these methods just now we have discussed. And if you wanted to use tuple method, so in that particular case, you can write something like this, A is equal to tuple, and then you can give the values. Suppose I'm giving something like this. So again, this will, sorry, you need to give the value something like this. Okay, so again, you can see this, that it is going to work over here in a proper manner. Okay. Acha, why it has given error over here? Because see, when we are saying no tuple function when we are using, so in that particular case, it is compulsory that it needs only one argument. So you need to club these information into a single value. Again, not compulsory to give it in the parenthesis. You can use square brackets also. Fine. So it is working perfectly. Again, I'm repeating, you can use it like this and it is working perfectly. What it has done, actually, it has converted your list information into the tuple.
Ma'am, it will be the same case with dictionary too?
But a dictionary is the heterogeneous collection, right? In dictionary, what you are doing? You are making key pair values. If you are asking about list, then it is yes. Okay, dictionary will be the different concept. Tuples and list are somewhere related and somewhere not related with each other, right? Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now see, suppose if I'm having tuple and in which I'm writing a complete string. This is what you have to understand over here. And then if I'm going to print this, see what it has done. It has converted my all the infamous given collection into the individual part. But if you are going to use the same thing, OLOPCS, then computer, then science. Now what will happen? In this case, what will happen if I'll give if I'll press enter? Anyone?
Error, ma'am?
Very good. I'll get error. Why I'll get error?
Ma'am, because you are giving 3 arguments.
Same case like this one. Fine. So if I'm going to print this, again same error like this. So ultimately, if I'm giving a single string, it will work perfectly. But again, if you have multiple strings, again you need to concatenate, you need to combine it to a single unit. Okay, so this is how you are going to do this. And then if I'll press and if I'll print the value of A, you can see that it is printing all the values in the proper manner. I hope this is also clear. Now see, if you wanted to, the next thing is, this is what we have done is we have combined the values. We have taken the values, we have assumed the values basically. Now, if we wanted to take input from the user's side, I hope the screen is again visible, right? Okay. Now I'm just going to make the code. Suppose I wanted to take the information from the user side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a tuple. See, generally what we are using input method, input, and then enter any value. Basically what you have to understand that how you will be taking input of the tuple. Okay. See, now after this we are using any function to convert one type into another type. By default, this input function will take the information as an input in the form of a text. So what I need is to convert this into tuple, and just now we have discussed that we are having the method that is tuple. So we are converting our input into tuple. Then we are going to print my tuple, and then as well as we are going to print the type of the tuple, type of A. So this is how it is going to work. We will check this. We will execute this again. Okay, enter any value. Suppose I am writing here OLOPCS, working perfectly, and it is tuple. But the problem is, not problem, but suppose if I write something like this 1 2 3 4 5, you have to understand this, what it has done, whatever value I have given over here Anyone, any idea why it has given like this? I have given the number.
Ma'am, because it is taking integers also as string values.
See, because ultimately what I have done, I have used input function. So this has been taken input as a text information only. Generally what we are doing, we are converting it into integer. But here we are converting it into tuple. So ultimately what you are doing, to the tuple you are passing the string. So it is going to break it something like this. Now again the next thing is, I don't want it to do like this. What I want is, I wanted to have a simple values. Okay, means what I want is that the value must be in the form of a single value. So in that particular case, there are some methods. What you can do, the very first thing is you can use here eval function. What that eval function is doing? What eval function is doing? See, it is evaluate. Fine, whatever input you will give, no, it is going to take it in the manner how you have given. Okay, so what we have done, we have taken input, then eval. I will run this and I will show this. We will get something different, weird answer. Then later on we will convert it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that it is taking it as a integer. And if you will give any string value, OLOPCS is not defined. The reason is because we have not given it in the proper method. If I'll give it in the double quote, see, it means whatever different type of information I am giving, I need to give it in its proper method. If I'm going to give list to this, we have already discussed this, but only for the sake of reminding you, I'm just showing you again. So if I have to give it in the form of list, again, I need to give it in the square bracket. Now it is very clear. If I wanted to give it in the form of tuple, so I need to use parenthesis. Okay, this is what I wanted to explain you. So what you have to understand, that if you are using eval in that particular case, it is going to work perfectly. Okay, so and if I wanted to give multiple values, again I'm going to show one more thing, 999. See, again integer. So what I need to do over here, we have already discussed how to give input. How to give input in this case? See, again I'm repeating my statement. If it is a single value, you need to put comma. Okay, it will work perfectly. Anyone, any doubt up to here, then you let me know. Anyone, any doubt up to here?
Ma'am, why you gave comma after this?
See, just now I was saying this is how, if a single value is there, it is compulsory that you have to give comma. If you will not give comma, then it is not considering it as a tuple. It is considering it as an integer value. So therefore, it is compulsory to give comma.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. I hope this is clear. Okay. Then next we are having is accessing tuple. Now see, again, maximum things, whatever we have discussed in the list, same thing we will be having over here also, but only wherever the things related to mutable and immutable, only there only the difference will be there. Fine. So it means, now the next thing is, if I wanted to traverse, let me execute this. Otherwise, let me show you that shell mode again. A is equal to, I'm writing here, I'm creating one tuple with the information 98765. 2, 3, OLO, PCS. Suppose this is what I have created. Fine. Now I wanted to traverse it. Traverse it means again, I wanted to, suppose I wanted to print this 3. What should I write here? Anyone, any idea?
Square brackets
Again,
and
square
then
brackets we are
2.
going to use, and now you need to count its index value. So 0, 1, 2. So if you will write 2, see, it is going to print 3 value. Okay. So the very first thing is forward traversing is working perfectly over here. Okay. Now backward traversing we'll check. I wanted to print C by using backward traversing. What will be the answer?
A and then square bracket -2.
Very good. -2. If I'm using -2, it is going to do backward traversing means -1 and -2. So it is going to print C over here as an answer. It means forward and backward traversing both can be done. It means both the indexes are given, positive indexing as well as negative indexing. Then again, so many common things. Next thing is the length. Length function we can use over here, length of A. It is going to count how many characters are there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. So total 9 characters are there. Okay. Then if you wanted to see, one question was there, we cannot remove comma. See, this is how you are printing the tuple by default. Now when you will be using for loop, that time you can remove it by yourself. Okay, this is what you have to see that how you are going to print. For example, see, I'm going to even this inverted code, right? Just now I have printed this something like this, and if I'm going to write print of this, you can see it is printing without any code. Similarly, if I'm using print function for this, okay, that time it is printing, it is going to print as the same manner. But if I'm going to use print, in that particular case, your codes will be removed. And if I'm using print A of -2, again, you can see the C is also printed without any code.
Ma'am,
Hanji?
ma'am, if we give space between 1, 2, 3 and all of PCS,
Space will be also counted as a string. Suppose 1, 2. Okay. Now if you will see the length of A, previously it was 9. I have given 2 more space. So now it is 11. Because space is also a character, right? So it will count these as a 2. If you will print the value of A, you can see over here. See, this is also empty and this is also empty. Empty, not empty, we can say, but this both of these are having spaces. So both will be working in this manner. This is clear?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now if we need to traverse, okay, if we need to traverse, then in that particular case, actually before traversing, we have few more things. Indexing and slicing. Indexing just now we have discussed, and slicing now we will discuss. Suppose I am writing A of 2 colon 5, 6, 7. Chalo, what will be the answer? Remember, now this is my tuple. From 2 colon 7, what answer I will be getting?
And 3 to L.
3 to O.
It will start
3 to L.
now 2,
12.
3, 4, 5, and 6. Because 7 will be excluded. So therefore you can see from 3 till L it is going to print. Now what we have to understand that slicings are also allowed. We have already discussed how to do the slicing. Even in the slicing you can give the gaps. Gap means suppose same thing I'm using here, colon 2 if I'm going to write. Now what will be the answer?
3 O.
3.
The
See first 3, then this space and then this L. 3, then this space and then this L. See 2 means we have to skip one value. Okay, plus 2 if we will do no, so we are actually skipping one value. Then we have in and not in membership operators. Okay, it means for example if I am writing for example O in A, what I will be getting here?
True.
True. Simply we are checking whether this value is available in A or not. See, A is nothing but one collection only. Fine. So we are checking. So this is first membership operator, and then second one is, suppose I'm writing here Z and not N. So what I'm going to get again?
True.
Again, it is true because I'm checking whether Z is not available in the list or no. So ultimately what you have to understand over here, that both your in and not in, both are working. Clear? In and not in, both are working over here. Okay, both these membership operator. Then after that we have concatenation and replication. Again will work. Let's see how much it is going to work. The very first thing is, suppose we wanted to add two tuples. I'm making two tuples first. A is equal to OLOPCS and B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A plus B. You can see working perfectly. See, both are tuple. Huh? Remember this thing. Type of A. It is tuple. Sorry. I have not used here tuple. I need to convert it into tuple.
Ma'am,
Again, I'm.
ma'am,
Hanji.
ma'am, if we give comma after OL or PCS, then
Here.
yes, ma'am.
It is. Wait. After OLOPCS, comma.
Ma'am, remove tuple.
एक second. Working, and then if you will print the value of A, you can see here. It means
Ma'am, we cannot write
that
tuple.
comma, huh?
Ma'am, if we cannot write tuple, then what the type of A? What is the
Acha,
type of?
acha. You don't wanted to write tuple also. Like this?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope this is clear. And then we will check the type of A also. Tuple. Okay. Now see, what you have to understand, ultimately what you have done, a single value you have given as a string value. Like how we were doing previously, no? For example, when I was writing for number, I was writing something like this, 999 comma, then this. Okay, when I was writing like this, it means what I was doing? Single value I was using as a information. So here also, instead of breaking this, what you have done, that you are using this complete as a single value. Okay, so it will also work. Clear? But here now I'm breaking again. Now see, A I have taken as a tuple of OLOPCS and tuple of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will check. Now it is working perfectly. Type of A and then type of B. See, both are tuple. First is we are going to check A plus B. You can see working perfectly. Okay. A plus 1, 2, 3. Now what answer I will be getting? What answer I will be getting?
Just add 1, 2, 3 characters.
OLOPCS 1, 2, 3. See, this is, if you will see this as and this, both are same. Okay. Why both are same? Because ultimately what you are doing, tuple plus tuple you are doing. So no problem. Now I'll change something. With A, I am adding 123. What will be the answer?
Error.
It will be error. The reason is because only concatenation is allowed within with tuples only. Means, for example, previously we have discussed, no, string with string can be added, list with list can be added. Similarly, tuple with tuple can be added. Fine. So therefore, we are going to get error over here. We will check with respect to other data type also. Suppose 1, 2, 3. Again error. With respect to another data type, for example, now I am going to use list. 1, 2, 3. Again error. So sorry, this is what I have given wrong. I need to write A only. So again, what you have to understand that tuple can be only added with the tuple. This was concatenation. Now next is replication. A multiply by 2. Will it work or no?
Work.
Work, ma'am.
It will
Work,
work.
ma'am.
Yes, the reason is because we have already discussed that we can use multiplication with any type of collection. If we are using it, it is going to replicate it that many times. That's it. Okay. What about tuple multiply by tuple? A into B.
Error.
Error.
Again, error cannot multiply. Fine. Then A multiply by any string.
Error.
Error.
1, 2, 3, error. Okay. So not allowed. Now here I wanted to do one more thing. A is equal to A plus B. A plus B is allowed. Working perfectly. A is equal to A plus B. Allowed or not allowed?
Allowed.
False.
See, it is allowed. And if I'm going to print A, it is again working perfectly. And just now I was saying that it is immutable in nature. So how you will prove that it is immutable?
And we can't change the value of any place.
We cannot change the value at any place. It means if you will write something like this, A of 2 is equal to 55 will give you error. Okay, you cannot use assignment item over here. Not only over here, in any type of immutable object. The reason is because see, when we have done like this, no, so previously A was referring or pointing to OLO PCS. Later on, it started pointing to something else. But if you are going to actually change the information within that block, because when we have discussed no mutable and immutable, so that will be not allowed. Anyone, any doubt up to here? Okay, I hope up to here it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you do one thing today, that you go through your book and then chapter number 12 up to page number 422, means up to the difference between list and tuple. Okay, because see, if you are going to use tuple list, no, it will be allowed. For example, let me show you that also. If I'm making the list, A is equal to, this is what the difference actually that you should practically use and you should show. This is tuple. Now if I'll write A of 2 is equal to 55. Working perfectly without any error, and plus if I'll print, you can see that it is changing over here. But same thing when I have done with respect to the tuple, it was not allowed. The reason was because it is immutable in nature, whereas this is mutable in nature. Okay, so up to 422 page number, you have to read all the topics and then we will continue next time. Okay. Okay, then good day all of you.